How to become a skincare expert. Some estheticians choose to join professional organizations in their field of work in order to meet other people, learn more about the trade, and continue their education. Here are a few of the best organizations available. The Associated Skincare Professionals, or ASCP, is the largest association for skincare professionals in America. More than 16,000 members strong, the organization provides resources for students, working professionals, educators, and employers. The AIA, or Aesthetic International Association, as the first American Aesthetics Association, it was founded in 1972 to help bring estheticians together to network and share knowledge with each other. In addition to providing a welcoming community of aesthetic professionals, AIA has also hosted events, classes, and workshops to help further the career and education of its members. The National Coalition of Estheticians, Manufacturers, Distributors, and Associations, the NCEA, is an organization that provides national credentialing and continuing education accreditation. NCEA certified is the highest voluntary credential a skincare professional can achieve. It is reserved for those who have completed advanced training equivalent to a master esthetician license. Esthetician licensing requirements. Cosmetology has 3 focus areas: hair, nails, and skin. Aesthetics is the branch that's concerned with the skin, and estheticians are licensed experts in cleansing, facials, and chemical peels, waxing and massages, and makeup application. If you're pursuing a career as an esthetician, we can provide you with details of what you can expect along your journey, including program and training options, exams, certifications, and obtaining the all-important esthetician's license. Before you can legally work as an esthetician, you'll need to earn a license that qualifies you to perform esthetician services in your state. How to become a licensed esthetician. In order to become a licensed esthetician, you'll have to complete an esthetician training program or complete an apprenticeship, submit proof of training apprenticeship hours to your state board, take and pass all required exams, and pay a license fee. Esthetician school. The first step to become an esthetician is enrolling and completing a cosmetology program. Your curriculum will vary by school and location, but the program must prepare you for all licensure examinations in your state and satisfy your state's training hour requirements. Training hour requirements. Training hour tracks the amount of time you spend training to be an esthetician in a cosmetology program. A combination of academic work and hands-on training, the hours you spend learning will prepare you not only to meet your state's licensure requirements, but to perform completely and confidently as an esthetician in the field. The number of hours you'll be required to train can vary widely from state to state. Some states require just 250 training hours, while states won't grant a license to anyone with less than 1,000 hours of training. Most states require 600 training hours for their aspiring estheticians. The length of time that it takes for you to complete the necessary hours can also vary dramatically depending on whether you train full-time or part-time. Required exams. In most cases, passing the National Interstate Council of State Boards of Cosmetology, or NEC exam, will be your final hurdle in your journey toward working as a licensed esthetician. There are 2 portions: the hands-on or practical examination and the written or theory exam. Most states require you to complete both. The tests are closely monitored. They are strict and specific rules regarding things like prohibited items, necessary documentation, required supplies, what you can do with those supplies, and even where you physically have to be during certain parts of the test. It's important to follow all guidelines, deadlines, rules, and regulations that govern the testing. These regulations are non-negotiable. Learn them and follow them all. The written NEC exam runs 90 minutes. It is administered on a computer and involves 2 sections. The scientific concepts portion accounts for 55% of your grade for this test. It addresses subject matter like microbiology, infection control, and cells and tissues. The skincare and services portion, which accounts for 45% of your grade, deals with topics like exfoliation procedures and the use of electrical equipment for skin devices. The NEC Practical Exam is the hands-on portion where you'll be tested on at least 9 critical services and activities. This includes things like setup and prep for workstation and clients, facial cleansing, exfoliating, makeup, hair removal, and particle microdermabrasion, some of which may be demonstrated on a mannequin or live model. Apprenticeships. At least a dozen states waive the training hour requirements for students who participate in apprenticeship programs. Apprenticeships are mutually beneficial relationships that pair apprentices with master teachers. In this kind of arrangement, you'll learn while you work in a real-world setting with actual clients under the supervision and guidance of a qualified licensed esthetician. The esthetician benefits from having an extra set of hands without having to hire a new employee. Many states require students to spend a set number of hours in apprenticeships, sometimes the same number of training hours, and in other cases more. What is the difference between an aesthetics license and a cosmetology license? Although you'll likely enroll in a cosmetology school for your program, your training will lead to an esthetician license, not a full cosmetology license. Typical cosmetology programs include training in aesthetics, but it also covers cutting, styling, and chemically treating hair, manicures and pedicures, and hair and skin analysis. According to the AACS, the average cosmetology program runs 1,400 to 1,600 hours and can take 2 years to complete. Estheticians, on the other hand, are specialists whose targeted training runs an average of 650 hours over 6 months. Who sets esthetician licensing requirements? Each state sets its own licensing requirements, except the standards can include training hours, examinations, and guidelines for apprenticeships alternatives, as well as licensure testing. Each state board also sets the standards for how frequently estheticians must renew their licenses and what they're required to do to earn those renewals. Just as with licensure for aspiring estheticians, standards for renewing a license vary from state to state. It's the job of state boards to mandate educational requirements. Some states require an 8th grade education, others require 2 years of high school, and others still require a high school diploma or equivalent. The Associated Skincare Professionals provides information for every state board in the country, including mailing addresses, phone numbers and fax numbers, websites, and email addresses. It provides a snapshot of each state's training hour and renewal requirements. It also gives an overview of the need for liability insurance. Every state has its own specific laws and regulations regarding aesthetics license renewal. Most states require renewal every other year, whereas other states require annual renewal. Many states include continuing education as part of their renewal requirements in the form of extra training hours. This too varies by state and sometimes dramatically.